it's Terry again. This is part 2 of the kind of the stories behind my trip to Thailand. I hope you enjoyed part 1. If you haven't seen it, just look at the link below and you'll find that as well. So before we went to the Aka tribe village, we also had a really great visit with a family that kind of took us in for a night. So Tony, our guide, he decided that he wanted to do a little shopping at the floating market, which was, really quite interesting. A lot of fresh produce, fresh food, things like that.
All right, welcome to Floating Market.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. ใส่ฝนซองเลยซอง5 บาท
มา
When we were going from the floating market heading up north towards the middle of Thailand, we actually I saw some people on the side of the road in a rice field, rice paddy, and I said, "Wow, can we stop?" And Tony said, "Sure, why not?" And so what was kind of fun is we actually ended up helping them plant a little bit of rice, which I had never done before. But not only that, I got kind of a fun portrait of one of the workers that was working in the fields. And that's when I learned that, open mouths get fed. If you want to take a photo as a photographer, you got to ask for it. If you're with a guide, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, do you mind if we stop?" Maybe they'll say no, perhaps they'll say yes, but you just don't know until you ask that question. So you definitely want to do that. So as we're continuing up north, one of the things that we wanted to do was ride the train, and it's kind of a fun little train ride, very hot, a lot of people on board, and we all of a sudden we stopped. I couldn't figure out, well, why are we stopping? The conductor told us stay on board, nobody get off, but of course everybody got off. We wanted to see what was going on, and we walked up the track probably maybe 150, 200 yards, and here there's some workers that were busy working on the track. They were actually fixing the railroad track. So thank goodness we stopped, but it was just kind of odd how they do it there. But that's just maybe the way things work. So here's some photos that you can see from when we stopped. So as we continued on the train, across the seat from us was a monk that was just kind of staring out the window. Maybe he's contemplating life a little bit, or who knows what he was doing, but I snuck a pretty cool portrait, and here's that portrait. I think you'll like that as well, so I'll share that with you. So finally we arrive at the home of Tony's friend. The matriarch of the family, her name was Plew, P-L-E-W, and she just welcomed us with open arms, and Tony brought in a bunch of food and they started cooking for us. And I didn't know this, but we were going to actually spend the night there. So the people that actually lived in there, the other couple, the son of Plew, they had a nice bed for us, and it had mosquito netting around it, and there's some photos here that I'll show you here in a second, kind of give you a look at what the house looked like. But they were just so generous, really nice to allow us to do that, and we slept really well and woke up the next morning, and Tony was telling us that there will be some monks that are coming by, and Plew's son is one of those monks. So they gathered all the offerings, and we walked up a road, and Plew's son walked up to us, and they have a, I don't even know what you would call it, but it's like a silver vessel that when they ask for offerings, they actually put that inside. So that was really quite interesting as well to see that. And he also had some other monks that were going to arrive as well. They were actually had, like, I guess you can only explain it as like a tricycle. Here's a video of that as
food and the fruit and the water. Is it okay? Or no, there's only rice and food. Okay, this is yeah. But at least must be two, rice and food, rice and food at least.
So we then went back to the house. Plew, after she was done, she had some work to do, so she had this flat bottom canoe, and here's some photos of that. She was actually going out fishing. There's just like a little stream, I guess, right by the house, and there's another fisherman there. There's another photo right there that you can see as well. We maybe stayed there for another 2 hours, and then Tony said, hey, would you like to go to meet her son, and he'll give you a Buddhist blessing. So we went to, I don't know what you call it, a monastery. I forgot what they call it now. Maybe it was a wat, probably a wat. And we, of course, gave an offering, a little bit of money, and he said some prayers for us, and he gave me like a little, I guess, an amulet, I guess you call it, on a necklace, and I still have that even today. I don't have it with me, but that's kind of one of those prized possessions I have from that trip, and it's always a good reminder of the kind of experience that I had there. We started heading north, and we're going to go up into the Chiang Mai area, and that'll be my third and final video on this trip to Thailand. But here's a couple photos just that I took. We went to an umbrella factory where people were hand making umbrellas, and that was really quite fun. And I guess the final photo is, of course, you got to do all the touristy things, right? We're tourists. I guess I was king for a few moments. We went to this place where they actually kind of dressed me up, and they put this crown on top of me. And here's a little bit of video and the final image. And so I thank you for watching this. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe, because I'm going to be adding more of these. You'll get automatic notifications if you subscribe. Also, give me a like, and please give me comments as well. I would love to hear your comments on, what you think of this format. What can I do to improve? So I just want to make it, interesting for everybody, not just for myself.